the spell has worked. But how can we be sure we're not walking into an ambush?
We've made it this far. I doubt whatever lies beyond that rift can stop us now. As good as a new penny!
Quite the chill about this place, isn't there?
Come to me! Warm thoughts. Sorcerer's blood, a well-cast fire spell, and a mug of glow wine when we're through with this mission.
You're setting down the wrong path,
First
Source
chatty
Hunter.
puddles,
The other
and now
way.
besieging flames?
This Almina must be an elemental.
Not here, Source Hunter. Turn back.
These imps have been slaughtered. How could such meek creatures have deserved this fate?
Ah, dead imps. What a delightful sight.
Oh, the laws of the wilds are fair.
Sweet relief!
This is merely carnage.
Sweet relief!
Yes! Through this door! Quickly! I haven't much time left!
Who's laughing now?
Sentinel shutting down.
One target. Continue forth, Source Hunter. You're nearly there.
shutting down.
Easy does it.
Yes! You'll make it after all. You're here.
Maybe the lock can be jimmied.
On the mend! Bless the Seven! I am restored!
Were we just spotted by a statue?
Some of them must be sentient. Careful, I've spotted a trap. Careful, I've spotted a trap.
I still kill, Michelle put to death. Sentinel shutting down. Termination procedure in progress.
Back into the fray.
It all shutting down.
Lightning crackles from my fingertips.
It all shutting down. It all shutting down. Sentinel shutting down. Emergency Sentinel.
Those mechanical rats had explosives strapped to their backs.
What an utterly impish thing to do.
Ugh! I'm dripping!
I'm drenched! Careful, I've spotted a trap.
It seems this hidden switch controls yonder gate.
I'm freezing here.
By the gods, what infernal weather is this?
We'll freeze to death if we don't find a fire or shelter.
Hammering halibuts. Curse Heiberheim's horrid climb. If it weren't for my snuggly coat, I'd have been no more than an ice sculptor in no time. Aye, as does the White Witch, I reckon. For I've spied neither hair nor hide of Ikara in this frozen waste. Then again, I don't expect us to find her out in the storm. Boreas, the king of this land, has sprawling dungeons aplenty. If Ikara is imprisoned here, she's bound to be held in one of his icy cells. Breaking into his prisons will probably prove to be as tricky as breaking out of them, though. Not to mention that immaculates swarm about this place like a school of herrings. Herrings with shark's teeth. Forewarned is forearmed, Hunter. Now to hie me to Boreas' palace in search of Ikara. And a fireplace.
I trade my gauntlets for a hot drink!
I feel better already. Bitter chill. Bitter venom! Limited laceration! Into the fray once more.
Face the unending darkness. Sweet relief.
the White Stag.
A brutal end for our mysterious friend. A bad omen, if ever there was one.
I have passed on, as you must pass on too. Be not dismayed, though, for there are many forms of passing. Yours, how wonderful it could be. It is in the nature of the wolf to attack the deer. This I cannot grudge my carnivorous neighbors. But the beasts here have grown more savage, the elements more vicious. Something is awry. Hyberheim was once a mighty and ordered kingdom, but the elements are in disarray. Ice has overcome all, and the spirits of the realm of fairy are in turmoil. What it means, I cannot say. Farewell, guardians.
A sorry thing it is to witness such a creature's passing. There was divinity about it.
Who'd fell a stag and leave such fine meat behind?
Stand back, slime belly. Who are you to roam our land, disrupting the execution of justice? This prisoner has been tried, sentenced and convicted in the Grand Courts of Heiberheim. Extremist scum! His disdain for the king's rule caused 2 gruesome deaths, called by the fiend the price of protest. Ahoka determined that Earth elementals within Heiberheim deserve the same rights as we of the Ice. He demanded that prison sentences given to those of the green and ground ought to be equally linked to those given to Ice elementals. Preposterous. Because the king would not acquiesce to the madman's insane demands, the fiend retaliated. He broke into the prison and set free 3 high-security inmates, Earth elementals all, in protest. One of those prisoners went on to murder an innocent god of ice. The other was severely ripped to pebbles by a mob that yearned for his whereabouts. Tell me, oh pompous bloodbag, does such a sower of death and discord deserve freedom?
If only he had championed his campaign for equality without resorting to such lawlessness.
As if your opinion in such matters meant more than a single snowflake in this blizzard. Stand aside, sweat rag. We've got to undo your idiotic mistakes.
As good as a new penny.
Your life goes up in smoke.
eyes on the prize. Some of the Immaculates perished in the storm, it would seem.
So much for their goddess's promises. Into the fray once more. Bless the Seven! I am restored!
My, what's this then? To what do we owe the visitation of such an interesting intruder? Speak up, love, for your charms won't save you from a swift and brutal demise if we deem you a threat. I suppose there's no harm in it. And if it'll keep you in the general vicinity just a bit longer, I'd be a fool to refuse. I wouldn't, in fact. Hyberheim it is called, or at least that is the name it is given to it by its ruler, King Boreas. I tell you, I've seen enough snow to last me a lifetime. My hands are numb, my feet are numb, my lips are blue, and I'll spare you further details about the rest of my anatomy. Would that a stronger sun could break Boreas' wintry spell. He's naught but a mad tyrant, most would say, high on the power he has been given. This damned storm testifies to that, but in fact he's not more than a means to an end. We Immaculates made a deal with him, you see. We get his Star Stone. He gets dominion over this land. That's right, mon cher. But what incentive have I to open up to a so recently arrived stranger as yourself? You may be tantalizingly intriguing, but still, I'm left wanting more. And a terribly strange place it is, love. What would you like to know? We Immaculates were sent here to render the wicked white witch unto the king of this winter country, Boreas. From his cells no one escapes, and a good thing that is too, for it is said the witch is a danger to our beloved conduit, she who speaks for the goddess. While we were here, we also slaughtered a host of imps to create a great bloodstone for our mistress. A daring few escaped, and we Immaculates set out to capture them. As we ventured into the wilds, however, the elements seemed to have come unhinged. This blizzard began to rage and hasn't ceased for a moment since. And to compound the disaster, elemental soldiers themselves have gone on the attack. To what end? We can only guess. Many of us have fallen, and now we are stuck here amid the storm, daring not to venture from our campfires into the tundra. They are builders, slaves. They came from another plane where demons hold sway, but somehow they escaped. Escaped from fiery dungeons to become prison builders for a king of ice and frost. I suppose the dopey little buggers couldn't have known that they'd be sacrificed for the greater good, but I don't suppose a chicken knows it'll be dinner either. Your guess is as good as ours. They seem to have lost whatever minds they ever had since the blizzard hit. There seems to be a great imbalance within the elements. Better get out of here before it reaches critical mass. The Blessed One is there still, in the elemental forge to the north, awaiting the deliverance of the last of her imp sacrifices. Enjoy the search, Wanderer. She's King Boreas' charge now, and none has ever escaped from his winter prison. It is exactly what it says. A forge so powerful one can tame the elements inside its flames. The imps used it to create their impish devices. Now the Immaculates are using it to forge a staff. But I probably shouldn't say more. Through the front door, of course. It's locked and bolted, though, for only a select few among us have the privilege of meeting with him directly. I have not, but the conduit and her personal guard have. I'm afraid I don't know of a way, nor do I want to. If anyone would know, though, I'd bet it's an imp. You had better find a live one before we do. We don't ask questions, we kill.
Okay, you hopping loon, you disfigured my pride and joy.
Curse this constant snow! There must be some kind of way out of here!
If there is, I'm right behind you.
But for now, all we can do is wait and kill every elemental that comes close.
are you? What are you doing here? You must be mad to venture out in this storm, unless you have a very good reason indeed. Oh, you're a friend of the Immaculates. Then you are most welcome indeed. Come, it's better by the fire than out in the blizzard. We Immaculates were sent to this realm to slaughter a host of imps. I'll be devilled if I know why, but those were our orders. Some of the little scamps managed to escape though, so we're hunting them down despite the storm. The wind is a killer though. Moving away from the fire likely means death. Perhaps we should just wait out the storm and collect the frozen imp corpses afterwards. I wouldn't, in fact. Hyberheim it is called, or at least that is the name given to it by its... My hands are numb, my feet are numb, my lips are blue, and I'll spare you further details about the rest of my anatomy. Do I look like a shopkeeper? No, I won't trade.
What if they're not coming back for us? What if the conduit doesn't care?
Don't be daft. She wouldn't leave behind an immaculate.
My blood turns to ice within my veins.
We're sacrificed too.
Squeal! Hey, you hopping loon. You disfigured my pride and glory.
Constant snow. There must be some kind of way out of here.
If there is, I'm right behind you.
But for now,
Help! The snow is alive! It's crazy!
You disfigured my pride and glory. How dare you attack a warden of the realm? I'll sentence you to death!
What if they're not coming back for us? What if the conduit doesn't care?
Don't be daft. She wouldn't leave behind an immaculate.
All we do is sacrifice. What if we...
Oh, thank you. That silly old snowball went mad after I started nibbling his carrot. I never can resist the temptation, you know. I'm Hopper, wooer of does, lover of carrots, and devotee of jumps and skips. Up to it. That's my motto. Clever, huh? This is the land of fairy, a vast realm of wonder. But sadly, you happen to be near its most charmless spot, the dungeon keep of the Fairy King, where the worst of all the worlds are gathered. Boreas is the king's name. He is winter incarnate, and ever since he's become the ruler of this land, we've been living in eternal snow. Luckily, my coat is as warm and cuddly as it looks, or my tender little ticker would have stopped hopping a long time ago. Nothing much. Only swore him once, and I nearly froze my tail off just looking at the cad. You had better bring some fire and brimstone to the table if you plan on having a hop with that insane icicle. If anyone's responsible for the mayhem around here lately, it's him. You're looking for a witch? Want her to turn you into a rabbit? Or a frog, perhaps? Those are good hoppers, too, frogs. Yes, I've a great respect for those fellows. Sorry, I tend to ramble. So, let me hop right to the point. If you're looking for someone here in Hyberheim, chances are they're locked up in the prison. The maniac Snow King Boreas keeps all prisoners sent to his realm locked up within. Your hopping days are over when he gets his hands on you. Beats me. I don't even know where it is. Maybe you should hop over and ask the king himself. Let me think. A chasm surrounds the castle, but I know of a spot where it's narrow enough to hop right over. From the look of you, you'll probably end up as a red stain on the chasm floor, should you attempt that jump. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to show you the place I mean. Follow me.
I'm right behind you.
But for now, all we can do is wait and kill every element.
I trade my gauntlets for a hot drink!
Et voila! Ta-da! Jump on this one, then that one over there.
Gentle flight, crushing descent.
What in the name of Sigurd? I feel better already!
Intruder spied.
Accelerated action!
Intruder spied.
My target dances in shadows!
activated frost! On the mend! I needed that. On the mend!
Asinine heat sack. Infected hog's carcass. You set this rat free, would you? Unleash the pustule Anziger upon Heimerheim anew, and then retreat back to your teeming swamp. This particular tuber is hated first and foremost among all others. He has been remembered in song and in story as the foulest abomination the womb of Heimerheim ever has or will produce. The Scarmanziger was a guard of the royal treasure before the days of our great Boreas. And he set his cursed eye upon the winter ring of the king, the symbol of his majesty's power. The fiend broke his oath of fealty to the crown and kingdom and stole into the room, snatching the ring and fleeing into the night. The king blamed his long-time rival for the theft, and a terrible war ensued. A war that decimated Heimerheim in landscape, population, and spirit. Meanwhile, the rot-hearted Anziger hid his crime and allowed the war to rage in the name of saving his own slimy yellow belly. Has he come forward? Thousands of lives would have certainly been spared. When the truth came out at last, it was too late to reverse what damage had been done. But not too late to enact the highest price upon the Archfiend's head. An eternity of ice.
Guilty or not, the frigid fool knows how to get into the king's treasure room undetected. We ought to find out what he knows. With a king's treasure at my disposal, I'd adorn you in the finest equipment gold could buy.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
As if your opinion in such matters meant more than a single snowflake in this blizzard. Stand aside, sweatbag! We've got to undo your idiotic mistakes.
splendor of the Seven!
These elemental fiends. How did we imps ever offend fire or earth?
Corruption!
Such tragedy. Such
It's so cold
loss
here.
of life. So, you have tracked me down, have you? The last hour of Act 6 strikes. He is to be undone by the devils that call themselves Immaculates. Immaculate, even though they are so very violently flawed of mind and soul. I have no fight left in me. You're not. Could it be I finally meet some sanity in this twisted realm of fairy? By all means, let us talk then, and behave like civilized beings. Things of nightmare human. They came here, your kind, because they were promised a special stone by the king of this land. We served him loyally, our sovereign, the great Boreas. But he betrayed us. We were surrendered to the Immaculates so that they could slaughter us and fuel the stone with our blood. For what unholy purpose, I do not know. Some of us rebelled and ran. Of course we did. But they've been tracking us through the storm. We were able to fight off and even kill a couple of our pursuers. But now, I fear I am the last one left. You should have seen this land before Boreas seized power. Each and every season passed with utmost splendor. But now, there is only winter and snowstorms. The very elements have lost their minds, have come to life in terrible forms to battle one another. The land of fairy, where fairies dwell, no more. You must know that we imps have wandered many a world after our escape from demon overlords in the frightful dimension of Nemesis centuries ago. After long and arduous travels through untold earths, some of us ended up here in the land of fairy. Boreas, not yet king at the time, welcomed us because he had heard of our reputation as master builders. So we built him his fortress and his prison, riddled them with the traps and trickery he desired, and in return, we were given a new home. But we mistook his ambition for kindness. So I have. The fates must be conspiring against me. We barely managed to escape the knives of the Immaculates, only to be waylaid by elementals gone haywire. Luckily, they seemed to be as bent on one another's destruction as they were on ours. But the fact remains, I am the only one alive to tell the tale. It's all King Boreas' doing. It must be. He is the one who unleashed this storm, and he is the one behind all this elemental madness. I thought it was naught but a pretty jewel, said to have fallen from the sky. But when they poured blood over it, the stone seemed to soak it up with a greedy thirst indeed. It's like it became alive. It teemed with energy, like looking into the eye of a dragon. She smiled her wicked smile, the leader of the Immaculates. That woman is truly evil. She delights in slaughter and rivers of blood. I haven't, no. But if you're looking for her around these parts, chances are she's been dragged into the dungeons of the king. He keeps a prison from which there is no escape. I should know. I built it. It is located in the Fire Temple, where my poor brethren were massacred, and the very place where we imps created many of the traps that litter this realm. Perhaps you met with some of our handiwork. The rats and the roosters. Inventive creations. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I can. But I must ask a price of admission. And that price is the death of Immaculates. They are still in the fire temple to the north. Wipe them out, and I'll lead you to the prison. The only way to get in that I know of is through the front gate. But it's unlikely you'll find it open. The Immaculates and Boreas have formed an alliance, though. Maybe they've been given a key.
Need to warm up!
That imp was among the bravest creatures I have yet met, my friend. As says the legend of Gorwyn, so the gods will honor all who heed nobility's calm call. I am sure the gods will honor Axix as they honor the highest heroes in the Hall of Echoes.
I'd trade my gauntlets for a hot drink.
Such tragedy. Such pointless loss of life.
What's this? I found something.
What is going on? Those elementals are battling one another to the death.
And I have the feeling they don't intend to spare us either. I need to speed things up.
Seeks more than one target.
Here. This is the end for you.
I'm freezing here.
Does anybody else smell smoke?
in the footsteps of the brawler.
Stance of the staunch!
Time for a lullaby!
My turn through the gauntlet? With pleasure. I think I'll go for the eyes this time.
meets your demise!
Life roils within these veins.
The Seven call me home.
Charge!
I'll defend you till my death rattle.
I'm dying. May your blood run black with corruption.
Another human here to end me.
No glory in this death.
I needed that.
Stay back,
My
my
life
friend.
ebbing away.
elephant!
Treasure! This entire place is splattered in blood.
Someone must
As good as a new
really
penny.
dislike imps.
Another human here to end me? Away with you! The bane of all life-lovings. The humans, they wanted Lord Boreas's great starstone, so they fashioned him a staff, the elemental staff. It makes him king, for it dethroned his brothers. So glad was he with power, yet another bane, that we were given to the humans and their knives. Stone of stars, stone of blood, accursed be. In his castle, in the dungeon, the fortress we built him, all he longs for is eternal winter. A season of pain and imprisonment everlasting. Fear not like I must. Away, damned reaper, away!
Stitch in time, eh, my friends?
I believe we've done it. Yes, its power is incomparable.
I needed that.
I suppose we can't be surprised, can we? Madness befit... Source Hunter. I had so hoped to avoid meeting you here. But perhaps we were bound to face one another. Your kind have long interfered with mine, after all. You must think me quite the villain, mustn't you? The things you've seen. Without the proper context, I can imagine it's all quite shocking. Horrific, even. And I suppose you must have pictured me, some bloodthirsty madwoman, intent on what, I wonder? Power? Gold? Chaos for its own wild sake? The truth is rather less simple than the imagination would conceive. Surely, the sight of a bit of blood doesn't turn your stomach, Source Hunter. No, I imagine you've become more than accustomed to such things. If only my dear Immaculates took the same approach to our great work. But it seems all too often that only the most vicious of them rise up to the required tasks. All the same, these deaths were necessary. Soon enough, the pain they suffered, and pain you have suffered, Source Hunter, will be washed away, cleansed. This is my promise to all of Rivellon. Death. I've nearly forgotten the meaning of the word, what it means to most. But I am no monster, Source Hunter. Like you, I have seen the living snatched so senselessly from this world. And I have mourned. But I have also discovered that weeping was senseless. Like infants, we squall, clinging to a day that is not ours to keep. Now that I know the truth, I am free. What you see as slaughter, is in fact a dispassionate process. I take no more pleasure in this so-called destruction than a wave takes in the flood. What I do must be. I wish you could understand. You know as well as I the enlightening capacity of these stones, Source Hunter. I've heard tell that you've been zapping the life from precious star stones, and that you are bolstered by the power within them. Your experiences are unique in all of Rivellon's history, but you are hardly the only player in this story. As Starstone enlightens you, its child, Bloodstone, enlightens something of my own creation. Barbarism. Quite a chauvinistic term to apply to something one hardly comprehends, isn't it? But I will concede, the power I intend to bring to bear upon Rivellon is no more divine than your boot. We are free agents, Source Hunter, all of us, and we owe no higher power our blood or our flesh. I have posed as a priest in service of a truth greater than any goddess could hope to be. So you have seen it? Yes, it's as I thought. You and I have more in common than you think. You know as well as I that the Void is coming. In fact, if I'm very precise, it's already here. But you needn't be afraid. The Void is ourselves. We are destined to rejoin it. Tut-tut, Source Hunter. You and I both know I could hardly trust you with such information. Though if you continue stomping around in my wake, you're sure to understand soon enough. And here I believed I was starting to reach you. My foolish optimism bears yet another disappointment. But I do believe we agree on one particular point, Source Hunter. This does indeed end now. Enlightened ones, your conduit calls to your ultimate purpose. Heed the Void's call. Offer your souls to the demons that beckon you. Charming of Astarte to send her scouts upon me, but no matter. The Bloodstone is mine, and the witch cannot be saved.
Seven, I am restored!
Into the fray once more. needed that. I needed that. Back on my feet again.
Eternal silence awaits you.
Bless the Seven.
Another Starstone, another piece of ourselves, converted toward Leandra's will.
A stitch of time, hey, my friends?
Who knows what untold terror her bloody work might be wreaking on our memories. The more bloodstones she makes, the farther we are from undoing what she's done.
I feel a great sorrow for the Red Woman. She seems to seek right doing, but her means are bloody and terrible. When she realizes her mistakes, her suffering will be great. I very much hope for this. In her heart is a cold season, blinding as snow. But perhaps this season, like the others, will peak and then give way to another.
It has been conclusively proven, Source Hunter. The Immaculates are nothing more than vile servants of demons. They must perish to a man. We must show no mercy. Be they any exponent of human nature, man or woman, fair or foul, sweet or savage. They must all be put to the sword without exception. Blood begets blood. Demons beget death. It displeases me greatly that we do not seem to steer the same course. A course plotted in blood that cleaves through a scarlet sea. Mercy misguides you, Hunter. For what happens to the clement predator? It starves. No, better to steer my straightforward course. The course of the sword aimed at the heart of all that is demon-aligned.
Fortune!
Back on my feet again.
What's so cold here?
Treasure!
A taste of the gathering storm.
Marksman's poise!
Consecration!
Frost! I've been hobbled. Bless the Seven! I am restored! Into the fray once more!
from the Immaculates. They must be near. If there is anything I can do to help you slay all Immaculates, pray state it. Yes, the deed has been done. I can sense it. The Immaculates here have been given a taste of their own bloody medicine, and admission to the prison is yours. Now then, Boreas can magically transport himself in and out, but there is a physical path as well. Go where I put a mark on your map. You'll find a stone golem's head there, in whose mouth a secret entrance to a tunnel can be found, if you dig for it. Once inside, tread with the utmost care. Explosive devices have been placed all over. Part of a sadistic game Boreas enjoys playing. Prisoners think they found an escape, only to be blown to bits in the dark. Yet, through this maze of mines, you must maneuver if you want to reach the prison.
Poison consumes me!
What shall I do now that you are dead? All alone.
What's over that far hill? Ha! If at first you succeed, keep going!
There's no evading my blazing fury.
I need to speed things up. Walk of worship. pretty eyes. Bitter chill. I feel better already.
Your enemies are my prey, Source Hunter.
In the footsteps of the brawler. Ah!
I'll write my next tale in your blood.
That ought to hurt.
Would you care to hear a little tale? went out fighting in your name.
I need water! A sharp weapon deals more damage! Slow current! I'm warm as fresh apple pie! Feeling trapped? Freedom from my grasp is but a distant memory!
Need to warm up.
Slave to the Inferno!
On the mend! Feeling trapped?
An eye for an eye.
time! Eh, my friends?
I'm freezing here! Cutting is fine!
Got you right where I want you!
I can smell your fear!
Need to warm up. I could do with a cold drink.
I feel better already.
Trying to escape?
Nothing is worth this dreadful price.
Confound it! I needed that. Not so fast!
Ah, get away from me!
Sweet relief.
Safely hovering! Weakening wound! On the mend!
What's so cold here?
Never rains, but it pours, eh? It's so cold here.
I've spotted something interesting.
Wanderer, this well is still stuck here, willing to weep at any wee thing. Oh, will I ever see Wally again? Why, yes, the White Witch. Quite a lovely sort of moniker, isn't it? Wings off the palate like a whimsical wind. I do believe the wicked Winter King has her in his prison palace, encased in his arcane ice. Just where you would find her, I can't say, but I do know she's wholly weighty in some way. Yes, quite vital to his reign.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Intruders by.
Back on my feet again.
Madness befits the feeble-minded. Now his purpose is nearly served. May he consume this entire dimension in his foolish delusions. Soon enough, my immaculates, your conduit will raise you to divine heights. This bloodstone has an ingress between fates, our link to the next stage of being. Never mind the last of them. The stone will suffice. I believe we've done it. Yes, its power is incomparable.